season and the 22nd episode of Renaissance Weekly. So glad you could join us. But we are your co-anchors. I'm Michael Colosi. This is Michael D'Annunzio.
Hello, Mike. What do we have on the show today?
I'm glad you asked. Today on the show, we have a recipe corner, an animal segment with Rita Ricard about geese, and a movie review. But first, we've got a weather report from our very own weatherman, Walter Villigor. Walter, let's go with the weather.
Thanks, Mike. This week's forecast is Monday, AM showers, high of 62, low of 55. Tuesday, AM showers, high of 74, low of 51. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 67, low of 47. Thursday, mostly cloudy, high of 63, low of 47. Friday, showers, high of 59, low of 47. Now back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Walter. Today is International Workers' Day. Everybody loves to spend time on their hobbies, no matter whatever you love: shopping, driving, diving, going to the cinema, traveling, hiking, or one of the thousand of other leisure activities. You probably spend a large part of your life figuring out how to it more often. Unfortunately, however, the truth is that in order to do that, you need money.
True.
Yeah, that makes sense. You also have to work, of course. There are some lucky people among us that truly love their job. But regardless of how much we love doing our jobs, we have to do them. But we should also remember that each and every little job we do is necessary and valuable to society, from garbage men to nurses to teachers to policemen. In the late 19th century, trade unions and labor movements grew right along with countless industries, promoting trade unionists to begin to choose various days to celebrate the people's labors. In the United States and Canada, a September holiday called Labor Day was first proposed in the 1880s. Several years later, in 1887, North America officially established Labor Day. May 1st, on the other hand, was chosen for International Workers' Day to commemorate the Haymarket Affair of May 4th, 1986 in Chicago, when an unindicted first...
1886.
That's what I said, right?
I said 19.
My goodness, why I said 18. Well, if I didn't say 19, I meant to say 18. 1886 people in Chicago. When an unidentified person threw a bomb at the police, who responded by opening fire on the worker, killing 4 of them. Today, International Workers' Day is celebrated on every continent.
Wow, even Antarctica. Apparently.
The penguins need a day off. You know? This day was always meant to celebrate the work of the everyday man. So if you've been feeling a bit underappreciated recently, today is the day for you to do what you feel like doing and treat yourself. Take a day off, if not a day off from work in your country or residence, and go do something you want to do for a change. Has it been ages since you visit the mountains, packed a lunch, and spent a day enjoying nature and the view of the peak you decided to conquer? Has your back been causing you increasingly discomfort recently? Yeah, all the time. I've had a week back. Oh man.
How long ago? Was it a week back?
Yeah, about a week back. Time to make an appointment with your good masseuse. It's been ever since you took time off to make sure you have a decent meal. Today is a perfect day to go buy all the ingredients and spend as much time as you want cooking a delicious and nutritious meal. If you're feeling a bit more political inclined, you could attend one of the many rallies or marches organized in many cities worldwide dedicating to raise awareness about wages or working conditions. After the first step towards any kind of change is making people aware of the issue.
How true.
Yes. Today is also Mother Goose Day. And to tell us a little bit about that, here's one of our new required field reporters that we got money to buy. No, I'm just kidding. Here's our field reporter with that information. Field reporter?
History of Mother Goose Day. One of the fundamental roles played by Mother Goose and fairy tales is, at first, introduction to reading for young people everywhere. In 1987, it was determined that fairy tales were so essential to our reading development that a day needed to be established to bring awareness to and encourage the use of reading in preschool environments through stories and nursery rhymes. These tales have served important roles in our lives. They introduced the concept of fantasy and challenged us to be better. They asked us to consider the moral implications of our actions and cautioned us to be good. Nursery rhymes painted pictures with words and introduced us to the idea that rhymes could work magic. Mother Goose Day reminds us of the magic these tales have and the lessons they taught us. How to celebrate Mother Goose Day? The easiest way to celebrate Mother Goose Day is to simply take some time on Nostalgia Road to read old nursery rhymes and stories. That's just the beginning, though. If you really want to get into the spirit and celebration, introduce someone new to your favorite nursery rhymes. Ask them about theirs. Read to your children before they go to bed, or your grandchildren, or your neighbor's children. Do you have a child or grandchild in school? Work with their instructors to include Mother Goose in their curriculum. Even better, if you're an instructor yourself, you can help to bring the glory of Mother Goose to your students. Photocopying, coloring books, pages that share the tales of or teach valuable word lessons. Have your children work together to read stories in class, or even write stories of their own. Now back to you, Mike.
Those are some interesting facts. Today is May 1st, and if you have a birthday today, you celebrate with the likes of Judy Collins, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. She turned 78. John Woo, director of such films as Face Off and Mission Impossible 2. He turned 71. Ray Parker Jr., he's best known as the singer of the Ghostbusters theme.
Ghostbusters!
He turned 63. Tim McGraw, American singer-songwriter whose hits include Indian Outlaw, Don't Take the Girl, and I Like It and I Love It. He turns 50. If I didn't know that, I'd be a very doghouse person right now, because one of my favorite singers.
Nice.
Well, not mine, but my girlfriend's favorite singer, so, but if I didn't know that, I'd be in trouble. Johnny Culp, bass player for the southern rock band Leonard Skinner, turns 51. Wes Anderson, movie director best known for Rushmore and the Royal Tenenbaums, turns 48. Julie Benz, best known as Daria on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Darla on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And Rita Bennett on Dexter, turns 45. Fantastic show. James Murray, one of the stars of True TV's Impractical Jokers, he turns 41. You guys canceled Firefly we talked about Firefly last year with 4.7 years, but you have crap like Impractical Jokers.
They're not the same people responsible for that.
I know, but the crap like Impractical Jokers is still on TV, folks.
Reality TV, man.
Yeah.
People like it.
Yeah. Wes Welker, wide receiver who is currently an assistant coach for the Houston Texans and a former New England Patriot, he turns 36. Jamie Dornan, best known for playing the Huntsman on Once Upon a Time TV show, and as the current Christian Grey in the 50 Shades of Grey movie trilogy, and he turns 35. Yeah, there'll be another one probably. Jack Parr, former host of The Tonight Show, who died in 2004, would have been 99 today, folks. And finally, Art Fleming, best known for being the host of the original version of the television show Jeopardy, who died in 1995. He would have been 93, folks, today. If it wasn't for Art Fleming, there would not be Jeopardy.
Not true.
Yeah, I don't believe there would be. Speaking about today, that leads us into our next topic on this date in history with Michael Closely. Mike?
Thanks, Mike. Today in history, in 1884, proclamation of the demand for 8-hour workday in the United States.
Huh.
In 1886, rallies are held throughout the United States demanding the 8-hour workday, culminating in the Haymarket Affair in Chicago, in commemoration of which May 1st celebration is International Workers' Day in many countries, which you just read. In 1920, the longest Major League Baseball game by innings, the Brooklyn Dodgers tie the Boston Braves 1-1 in 26 innings.
That is long.
Yeah. Surprised it didn't go over into the next day then.
That's
Must have happened.
2.5 games. That's 2.5 games. Like, because 9 innings is one game.
Yeah.
So, like, that's crazy.
In 1930, the dwarf planet Pluto is officially named by an 11-year-old Vanita Burney. In 1931, the Empire State Building is dedicated in New York City. In 1939, Batman comics hit the streets. In 1941, General Mills introduces Cheerios. So Batman is older than Cheerios.
By 2 years.
In 1952, Mr. Potato Head is introduced. In 1956, the polio vaccine developed by Jonas Salk is made available to the public. In 1961, the Pulitzer Prize is awarded to Harper Lee's novel To Kill a Mockingbird. In 1979, Elton John becomes the first pop star to perform in Israel. In 1981, tennis player Billie Jean King acknowledges a lesbian relationship with Marilyn Barnett, becoming the first prominent sportswoman to come out. Good for her. In 1989, Disney MGM Studios opens at Walt Disney World near Orlando, Florida, United States. In 1997, Howard Stern radio show premieres in San Diego, California on KIOZ 105.3 FM. In 1999, SpongeBob SquarePants premieres on Nickelodeon after the 1999 Kids' Choice Awards.
The show's still on the air, too.
Yeah, it is. I remember watching that exact airing of it, too, and I didn't really get into it. It was like the first Nicktoon I didn't really get into.
I just can't believe it's still on the air 17 years later. Good way to go, SpongeBob. Good for you.
Over 17. 1999.
Oh, yeah. So.
In 2009, same-sex marriage is legalized in Sweden. In 2012, Guggenheim Partners make the largest ever purchase of a sports franchise after buying the Los Angeles Dodgers for $2.1 billion. And finally, in 2013, a digital camera is created that can mimic insect compound eyes.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why all the Star Wars and stuff here, May the 4th is right around the corner, and, May the 4th be with you. Ha ha ha. Funny. Just, you haven't figured that out by now. Star Wars, yeah. So tune in. There'll be a special segment on May the 4th. I was not aware of those dates in history. Thanks, Mike. Now here's Rita Ricard on the animal segment about geese. Rita?
Hello, my name is Rita, and I'm here to talk to you about geese. Did you know that geese eat more than 1 to 5 pounds of grass per day, produce about 1 to 2 pounds of waste per day, average about 5 goslings per year, weigh 20 to 25 pounds, mate for life, and will stay together throughout the year, are federally protected by the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Their mating season is from February to early April, and that geese will find a new mate if the mate is killed or dies. Geese return to the area of their birth each year to mate and nest. Their nesting season is typically mid-March to May. Geese begin to nest at the age of 2. When geese are chased from their traditional nesting area, they find alternative sites to nest. Geese will appear in pairs during nesting season. A solitary goose typically indicates that a nest is in the vicinity and he is standing guard. The average number of eggs in a nest is 5 to 6. However, there can be as many as 10 to 12. Their average incubation time is 28 to 30 days. The goslings will be able to fly in 2 to 3 months. During the maturing time, the adult geese do not leave the area. The geese will attack humans while protecting their young. A goose lifespan can be anywhere from 10 to 24 years. Now back to you.
Thanks, Rita. Now here's Michael Closely with some more information. Mike?
Thanks, Mike. Here at the Renaissance Club, we do a lot of work. We also combine work with pleasure, which is where our social events come into play. Last week, we played Apples to Apples and played poker. Now let's take a look at my movie review. This week, I finally got to see the new Beauty and the Beast, and I'm so glad I saw it when I did. I felt it was executed especially well, keeping the best parts of the old and adding touches and flourishes of new. Pretty much any plot holes or nitpicks of the original movie were all fixed either in simple compliment or a full-on moment. The cast was well picked, in my opinion. Emma Watson was not distracting in the role at all, like I previously thought she might be. Luke Evans, I felt, was outstanding as Gaston. He felt more realistic than he was portrayed in the animation. Kevin Kline did a sweet job as Belle's dad, Maurice. He's no longer heavy eccentric. Josh Gad steals every scene he's in as LeFou. While I found the little guy cute in the cartoon, he was even more charming, and Gad is actually quite handsome compared to the way they drew LeFou in the cartoon. Ewan McGregor, Ian McKellen, Emma Thompson, Stanley Tucci and company are all lovely as the enchanted servants of the castle. The only person who was still at a loss was Beast's human portrayer, Dan Stevens. Seriously, who is he? He made me wish that they pulled a Shrek and had him stay handsome and furry as the Beast. Still, his acting and singing are quite good, even if we never heard of him before, or not likely to remember him in future appearances. I give this movie 4 dozen eggs out of 5 dozen eggs. I'm very glad I was able to see this one on the big screen with a powerful sound system. The only question now is, should I pick up the DVD Blu-ray or the soundtrack? Now back to the studio.
Thanks for not spoiling it for me, Mike. I saw the movie before you. And I would like to say, although I enjoyed it, it was literally the same exact movie. No difference between the two of them. And I kind of wish it was a little bit different, like they cooked their own take on it. I mean, again, it was really fun. It was really enjoyable hearing all the original old music. I agree that it's definitely 4 out of 5 eggs there, and 4 out of 5 dozen eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely go see it if you haven't seen it. So, with that out of the way, let's check out Kathy's recipe corner. Maybe it's about eggs. Kathy?
Today we have at Recipe Corner Mandarin pork tenderloin. First, acquire 1 pound of pork tenderloin, plain flavor, not marinated, and trim the fat. 4 tablespoons of prepared chili garlic sauce. 3 tablespoons of orange juice. 2 teaspoons of olive oil or any oil you'd like. Divide it. 1 cup of carrots peeled and cut diagonally in 1/8 inch slices. 8 ounces of sugar snap peas, thawed if frozen. 1 can, 11 ounces of mandarin orange segments, packed in light syrup, drained. Thinly sliced pork across grain and into a thin 1 inch by 1/4 inch strips. In a small bowl, mix chili garlic sauce and orange juice. Transfer 1/4 cup sauce to medium bowl and add pork, coating all sides. Preheat wok or deep non-stick skillet over medium-high heat for 30 seconds. Add 1 teaspoon of oil, heat for 60 seconds. Add carrots and peas to the hot skillet and stir fry until crisp tender, about 3 minutes. Remove from pan. Add remaining 1 teaspoon of oil in the hot pan. Add pork and wait 30 seconds before stirring so pork can begin to brown. Then stir fry only 1 minute or just until pork is no longer pink. Add reserved vegetables, stir fry 30 seconds, and remove from heat. Stir in oranges and you're all set. It makes 4 servings, 6 ounces each. The prep time is 15 minutes, cook time is 12. So enjoy. That's all from Recipe Corner today. Now back to you.
Thanks, Kathy. What a great recipe again. I'll have to try that out. So, Mike, why did the cookie go to the hospital?
I don't know, Mike. Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
Because he felt crummy!
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Mike Closey.
Michael Nunzio.
Thanks for joining us once again here at Renaissance Weekly. Remember, folks, life always offers you a second chance. It's called tomorrow.
When you hold it up, where are you going to hold it up? Thanks,
Right.
Mike. I think I can pull it up.
Right.
Jack, we're being forced by a person in the screen right there. They got a whip, and they're doing this to us. I swear we did not plan this in advance, people.
Yeah. We saw.
They won't believe you.
No, we didn't.
We did.
Brought to you by Star Wars. If you haven't watched it, you're living under a rock. We're getting paid? What do you mean? This is horrible. Next Monday, call your boss in and tell him you don't feel good. Yeah, you know what?